mauna kasi umiiyak na naman ako. Grabe, we ended up mga 4 a.m. Ay, sige, Sir Chokladjon yun. I still have my nails from last night, as in ganun, and I'm just very... We ended the show 1 a.m. and honestly could not believe, I could believe that we won Best Picture. Yes, as in fourth Best Picture. Yes, we're still very, I feel very grateful pa rin sa MMFF for also seeing this film and giving it its flowers, and also again, very, very grateful, especially to Direk Pepe and to our producer also, Miss Madonna, because they really took a risk, you guys. And talagang pinaglaban nila yung movie musical na ito na napanood ninyo. And syempre, yesterday, we already found out na parang we were down to 9 cinemas. And so that was kind of, medyo heartbreaking naman yun. Sana mas marami pa, sana manalo kami, sana mabigyan kami ng awards para marami pang manood. And so we also want to encourage you guys to please share and spread the word para madagdagan lang cinemas para more people can see this film. And really so that we can also continue celebrating Philippine theater, because it's really so wonderful to be over and to be collaborating in this art form. And really, salamat. Yun lang po.
I guess I got cast to Direk Pepe. So what was the most difficult part of adapting this story, which started way back before?
I'm not prepared for that. Wait, sorry, I really need to correct. But no, I honestly, the production was like a fever dream. This is, I had asked Sir Ricky and Vince if they would allow us to adapt it like in April or March or something. And then we were really just thinking that the MMFF is like the best opportunity or best platform to do a film like this, because we wanted to do it at a certain scale, with a certain level of production, and at the same time, in order to do that, we have to have sort of an audience, and so we felt that it was a good platform for it. We were not sure we were going to do it until we got selected for it, and then when we got selected in like July 15th, that's when everything started, and then we shot this whole thing in like a month, and then did post-production, and so it's really only now that I've like literally on the car ride here have had time to breathe and take it all in. But looking back, I'm like working with really the best people, this amazing cast, some of the best performers on the stage, now finally rightfully so their spotlight on the big screen. It's just amazing, and to work with the departments from Carlo, our cinematographer, to Eric Sonnavar, our production designer. It's like everybody really came in and did the best, most top-notch work because of the love for this material. And yeah, so it was really like a fever dream. Yeah.
Well, Sir Vince, I'd like to ask about the music, because you did adapt it, and then this was 2003 as a musical, then 2018, 2019.
Yeah, 21 years since 2003 naman ako sa math. Okay. Well, to begin with, I've never been involved in a movie. I've been doing movies for a long time, as much as I was involved here. Parang, ay ganito pala. Usually, pag tapos ko yung score, chill na lang ako, awards. Ito talaga from pre-prod to shoot to post to yung sumusuka ka na sa banyo and everything. So, we're blessed because lahat na nag-produce ito were risk takers. From Tanghalang Pilipino took a risk. Kasi first time from yung film ni Sir Ricky, ginawa musical. And then Lineworks took, and Sandbox took a risk kasi mas lumalaki yung risk takers. May dalawang sabi na the audacity to mount a musical sa isang film festival with quote-unquote no celebrities, di ba? And the audacity talaga. And I'm glad that may mga ganitong tao na crazy enough to hey, ang boring naman ng world kung walang crazy people too. Mga has gawin ito. And I guess yun talaga yun. You have to be crazy to... Di ba? If you're too safe, nothing will happen eh. Di ba? And now that we've done it, we really hope, kasi di ba we keep on hearing, lagi nilang ganyan, laging ganyan. But when a film like this comes along, sana panoorin din yung, well, alam ko na ayaw akong magsalita, pero alam mo yun, yung, like you, di ba, we need more people like you to complete the puzzle. You need an audience to watch. Because a film without an audience is just a file. So, we really need an audience to watch it and spread the word. Kung nakakanood tayo ng telenood ng K-drama na hindi natin kilala pero maganda, bakit natin but lesser artist ang theater sa celebrity? No, there's no greater art form. Film is not bigger than theater, than TV, they're all equal. We just have to find our audience. I hope we develop more audience and, this is the demand, that's supply, so hindi ko na alam sinasabi ko.
Thank you, Vince.
Sorry na ako.
We really are hoping that if you like the film or felt for it, that you would help champion the film also and spread the word, because we are still showing in cinemas. We have less, but nadagdagan na kami ng Rockwell. So, thank you so much to Ayala for keeping us. Thank you so much for giving us a space from the very first day. So please bring recommend the film if you want to your friends and family. Bring them here, and if tell them if it's not showing in where they are in the province, for example, they can request it from their cinemas. And hopefully with this word of mouth, and after yesterday also mas madagdagan, because really the performances and this story, I think, is something that needs to be seen. Thank you.
Thank you, Pepe. Carlo is is here, right? Carlo, can you share the thought process on creating the world that we just saw earlier and what everybody is seeing, and what the choices are behind the decisions in creating that, as opposed to the previous iterations of the live musical?
Well, since we were, when we decided to shoot in the studio, I knew that I was going to do the biggest movie in my career to date, I think. Because about 75% of the film is set outside, diba, exterior. So I had to create sunlight. And we didn't want just, because when you're shooting outside, when you're shooting exteriors, you're at the mercy of what the weather is gonna give you. But since we're shooting in a studio, I was like, oh, we don't have that limitation. So we can actually use it. We can actually express ourselves using sunlight. And this is a story of people who believe in miracles and sumpa at saka mga miracles. Everything is from above. So I said, the light from above should reflect the emotion of the characters. So we played around, Pepe and I talked about, every scene, what the scene is about, what's happening. And then I thought of different looks for the skies. The pink skies, the red sunset, and then the blue hour. Each color, each type of sunlight had a meaning that was being reflected by the characters. So it was pretty fun because, we also Pepe wanted blurring the lines of real and surreal. So I thought it's also blurring the lines between film and theater. This is a movie that was based on a stage musical that was based on a movie. So sabi ko, oh, we can do that, no? Why not, right? Pepe wanted us to be, the whole motto was, to be expressionistic. So the cinematography is expressionistic naturalism. That's what we call it. In Gumburza, we called it dramatic naturalism. This one is expressionistic naturalism. So, so yun. And then, you know, I thought in theater you could do that. And why not do it in film? And if you see other films now, they're actually doing it na rin eh. And ito medyo, hindi ko alam kung over the top yung ginawa namin. But you know, I felt it was really, I don't know, I really liked what we did, no? So yun, that was the thought process. And then every time we would go to the past, we'd have some lighting cues. And then, you know, my favorite scene was Nimya and Elsa's reconciliation. From the very beginning, I was like, no, the sun will rise. You know, at that moment. So it was fun. It was fun. And then it was also fun to work with the actors because a lot of them, it's their first time to do a movie. So acting for camera was something that they were not familiar. So I remember talking to Kaki, to David. I had a brief acting for camera workshop. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask because I think most of the cast actually appeared in the Nineworks stage. I mean, is everyone Sandbox? Everyone.
Sam Teacher Suite.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and most people, you've never acted in film? Am I correct? So what was we don't have enough time, but can anyone speak from the actors on how the process was opened it up?
David, go David.
It's my first time to act on camera. So, I think si Kaki may experience siya sa TV and sa movie. So, isa ako sa mga actors dito na talagang first time. So, it was very hard nung very first day. I had to shoot the confession scene. So,
Agad-agad.
yes, so excited ako when nung pumunta ako sa shoot. Pero nung nakita yung may sequence sila every day. So nakita ko, excited wow, trabaho. Pagkita ko, it's a confession scene. So, my very first day. So, sobrang intimidating. So when I got to the set, cameras and the chroma and everyone, parang it was so intimidating. Pero yun, si Direk Carlo, Direk Pepe were very helpful. Binigyan nila ako ng konting tips for how to act on camera. So, I was very anxious paano siya lalabas. So nakita ko lang siya nung premiere night. So how it would translate kasi oh, message ko si Sir Vincent until yung morning ng premiere. Sabi ko, well, ang dami kong mura. Hindi ko pwede sabihin pero sobra akong kabado. Nung premiere night, hindi ko iniisip yung palabas. Tingnan ko lang yung kung paano lalabas yung itsura ko, something like that. I mean, it's understandable, I think, kasi first time ko. Pero it's an enjoyable experience kasi it's so different from theater. I've never had any acting workshops in my life. Parang nabato ko sa tanghalang Pilipino nung time nung mabining mandirigma without knowing anything and they just helped me and welcomed me with open arms. So, through the years, natuto lang ako ng natuto. And sa 2024, it's my first time sa film, so nahirapan din ako. I actually messaged some of them, si Tad, I messaged him, nagtanong ako ng tips, how, ganyan. So ganun yung kaba, pero it's very exciting and enjoyable kasi it's may ibang-iba eh. It's so different to act on camera sa stage, pero ayun, yan.
Just want to add, just the added complication for the actors was that we recorded all the songs live.
Yes po. Napatan natin yung weekend, di ba?
I mean, ang dami dito musical theater actors, friends. Alam nyo naman na it's so different. Gusto natin as musical theater actors to sing live as much as possible. Kung posible, kahit guesting man yan sa TV, talagang i-insist mo yun eh. Kasi iba eh, it's so different when you sing it live, talagang lalabas yung emotion kaysa yung kapag idadub mo post-prod. So, yeah.
Kaki.
Ako, bilib ako sa kanila kasi the set was very, it was made of cemento. So I was always wearing a mask and sila, they were singing and I was like, kumusta kaya yung mga lalamunan nila? You know, and but every take was the same. Every take. And I was just so impressed with these actors. Super.
Ako, quick lang, no? Ang unang kasi dapat we're supposed to shoot sa location. At sa totoong bundok, forest, ang tawag mo ng desierto. Malayo, parang mga 8 hours away and then babalik ka, tapos overnight. And then sabi gusto ni Direk live recording kasi hindi lang siya for gimmick. Mas iba talaga when you sing live, kita mo yung ugat, yung strain, at saka hindi to beautiful singing guys, hindi kami glamour. Kasi wala kaming pera, yung kupang, tagtuyot, grit. So, and then sabi ni Erickson, this makakatulong ba akong studio? Yes, kasi control yung environment. Walang dumadaan na taho, balot, hindi uulan. Thank God, kasi kung nag-shoot kami sa totoo, hanggang ngayon nag-shoot pa kami. Kasi umuulan, tag-ulan nun eh, height ng bagyo. Diba? So Lord in Heaven, buti nag-studio kami sa Magkari, sa shooting gallery. So, and although not all the songs were kasi mahirap, technically, hindi tayo pa sophisticated. But as much as we could, live yung kanta ni David, yung kanta ni sa Puntod, si Elsa. So, kita nyo naman eh. Hanapin nyo na lang yung hindi. Charot. But it really makes a difference. Not just for the audience, but for the actors. Kahit pag take 4, take 5, yung paus na. I mean, wala kang choice eh. It's your craft, it's your... But they prepared for this. Parang athletes sila na nag-train, di ba? I mean, ninervous din kasi it's been a while since the Sandbox, 5 years. So, yung muscle memory. So, kanya-kanyang praning na yan, di ba? Nagtatawagan na. But they stepped up naman, everyone. Kasi wala kaming choice, mataas ang expectations namin. So, and we're very fortunate na pinili kami ulit nila Pepe at ni Miss Mato.
And even my camera operators and even the ACs were inspired as they were operating when they were singing. Nagdadala talaga sila. They were talking to me, sabi, "Oy Carlo, grabe kasi ang galing kaya pag pinapan yung camera." So ramdam din nila. So even the energy on set, the crew, lahat kami, naramdaman talaga namin.
Correct. Favorite ko kapag kumakanta na sila sa isa't isa. Yung mga paabot naman ng camera, gumagano na rin sila sa isa't isa. Cute, grabe. Oo, gutom na ako. Ganyan na sila. Oh, cute.
So Ricky.
Sir Ricky.
So Ricky, I think you started writing in Malayan in the late 70s.
In 1976 for Mike De Leon.
Yes.
But it started in 1966. There was an actual case of, hallucination or apparition sa Mindoro. Sa isang teenager. I got fascinated with that case and so I started writing the script in 1976. I peddled the script around, it got rejected left and right until nasali namin sa ECP in 1982.
Yes.
Nung ginawa namin ni Ishmael Bernal yung Himala, he wanted it very minimalistic. Like dun sa confrontation si Nimia at ni Elsa, sinasabihan niya si Nonoro, "Huwag kayong gagalaw, tumayo lang kayo dyan." Halos walang movement ang gusto niya. Gusto niya parang istampita yung scene. Pag yung camera gumagalaw, sabi niya, "Huwag kang magkwento. Huwag kang gumalaw. Huwag mong agawan yung characters." That's why nung lumapit si Pepe about this iteration or version, and he told me na gusto niyang expressionistic, na-fascinate agad ako. Kasi iba. Parang I didn't want a repeat of the 1982 film, but yung plano niya, yung vision niya, ibang-iba, very expressionistic. Kaya yun, nainganyo ako. Kanina sinasabi nila na panoorin niyo yung pelikula. Sana panoorin niyo at panoorin niyo uli. At panoorin niyo uli. Kasi I've seen it 3 times. And every time na pinapanood ko uli, nakikita ko yung mga layers, yung mga nuances na hindi ko nakikita before. And yet, alam ko na yung pelikula. Kasi hindi siya simpleng linear na one plot line lang na tumatakbo. Kwento siya ng Kupang, kwento siya ng tatlong magkaibigan, kwento siya ni Elsa, kwento siya ng Pilipinas, and so on and so forth. And so, ang hirap na masakyan mo agad totally, and then kinakanta pa in one sitting. So, every time na nanonood ako, may nakikita akong iba pang mga detalye around, may nakikita ako ibang mga subplots, mga sublives, And then nakikita ko na, si Pepe pala, which I didn't realize before, ikinukulong niya sa kahon lahat, hindi lang doon sa studio, yung kupang, kundi ang dami-dami niya yung mga shots na nakakulong yung mukha, o nakakulong yung character, may mga window, may mga lente ng camera. Suot-suot pa lang, kinukulong sila. And I noticed that on the second of the viewing. So sana panoorin niyo uli at uli at uli. At sana encourage you ibang manood kasi we had 31 theaters before, and then naging 24, and then 9 na ngayon, and nadagdagan ng isa. Para kami mga taga-kupang na naghihintay na lima na. So tulungan niyo kami pumatak yung bulan.
I guess this question is for Madonna as the producer. I know balancing the commercial goals with artistic goals is always a tough act. So what is the message, not only to the audience that are watching right now, and to those that are gonna watch the recorded videos of this, but also to your creatives and to your actors?
Tinatawanan nila ako kasi kagabi when I accepted that special jury prize, I cried. Because parang that's 1 week of holding back every day when we are taken out in the cinemas. It's very hurtful for producers. I think producers yung unang-una. Not only because we want to earn, of course, I'll be a hypocrite if I say even a return of investment is most welcome. We don't even have to earn from it. But at the same time, we created this film because we really wanted something that's a game changer. We feel like we always ask, we want something new, we want something different, and here we are. When Pepe told me if I would like to be the producer, I told him, nakakaya namang hindi ako. Ito ay himala, gawa ng 3 national artists, and then award-winning ang mga plays, working with fresh. Para sa akin, yung pagkuha ng cast for this film is so fresh. Everything is fresh. Pepe is a visionary, like what you said, modern ang lens niya when it comes to interpreting the film. So, yun yung sa palagay ko gusto namin talaga na mapanood ng mas nakararami. At pag pinanood nyo siya, katulad nga sabi ni Sir Ricky, there's so many themes in the story. Yes, friendship is there, the love of a mom and a daughter for her daughter, the community that just thrives on blind faith. And when I saw, kasi napanood ko yung 1982 sa sinehan nung high school pa ako. And then, nung gagawin na namin to, pinanood ko siya ulit because it's in Netflix. And there's one thing I realized, nothing much has changed. And if that is one message that we can send to everybody, I think nagawa na namin ang tungkulin namin bilang filmmakers. Pangalawa, it's a cinematic experience. Ngayon lang, nakagawa ng pelikula na which marries cinema and theater. At pangatlo, ngayon lang may sumugal talaga na kunin ang theater at paartihin sila sa pelikula. Sabi ko nga sa kanila, pagkatapos nitong pelikulang to, sana mas marami pa kayong magawa. Because they're very talented. I mean, you guys, I'm sure you watch a theater, they're the best, the brightest amongst, so many of them. So, really the message is, to be able to do that is really to have more platforms for the film. If we want something new, I'm not saying the rest of this is a tough year because magaganda yung mga pelikula sa totoo lang. Right? And it's, di ba, syempre, lahat ba may kapasidad na manood ng 10 pelikula? Let's face it, wala naman. But all we're asking is, if you want something fresh, if you want something new, if you want something different, this is it. Ang tapang ko, no? Sabi Direk Pepe, buti na lang si Madonna nang sabi, no? I mean, but it's true. We're the only musical, and that's the reason why we won jury prize, because nag-reintroduce kami ng isang genre that, you know, ayaw galawin ng nating mga Pilipino. Kasi, alam nyo ba nung nagsisimula kami, ang daming nag-discourage sa amin, musical hindi kumikita yan. Wala pang musical na kumita. You don't have big celebrities. MMFF is all about, you know, stars, no? That's why people watch them. But then, we continued. We said, you know, kung makapasok tayo, hindi naman namin inaasahang makapasok, sa totoo lang. We were so surprised kami ni Pepe. Nanginginig kami nung tinawag yung isang himala. Pero nakapasok kami. So may rason, may dahilan kung bakit kami nakapasok sa MMFF. Ibig sabihin, gusto talaga namin na mas maraming manood. So that is really the message that we have. Now, the economics part of it, sabi nga namin, ang pelikula, marami siyang, mahaba ang legs niya. And this is a film that I feel will not just end in MMFF. It will continue, and it will continue for generations. So, yun. Yun ang...
Okay, so we have to start the second screening. So one more question, and like Direk Pepe and Sir Ricky do maybe address it. So, sabi nga ni Madonna na she watched it first in 1982 and nothing much has changed. So I want to ask, why do we still need to see it if nothing does change?
I think precisely we should watch it because nothing has changed, and we don't want to get stuck the way we were stuck already for so many decades, and baka may stuck ulit tayo. Para tayo lahat mga taga-Kupang, desperate, hirap, walang justice sa palibot, and naghahanap tayo ng kakapitan. Maski na patalim, pagkahigpit-higpit, kakapitan natin, kasi wala na tayong makapitan. And I think that's true sa karamihan sa atin. And even if it might be painful na makita natin ng sarili, we can also be hopeful, because pag nakita na natin ang sarili, then siguro makakalaya tayo. Pero pag hindi pa natin nakita yung sarili natin, hindi tayo makakalaya. So, even if this is the only film na hindi feel good dun sa 10, I think, kasi yung iba may mga catharsis at nare-release nila, ito, in the end, may konti kang hope kasi na-redeem maski pa paano sa Elsa by telling the truth. And yung friendship nila na-revive, but you know na nakakulong pa rin sila, yung mga taga-Kupang. And naaawa tayo sa kanila, pero hindi natin sila kinokondemn kasi alam natin na tayo sila. And alam natin na tayo ang bumaril kay Elsa dahil wala tayong ginagawa habang may mga nagsisinungaling. So, sa atin nanggaling yung baril. Sa ending, sorry, spoiler pa.
But before we end, we also want to acknowledge our producers from Creation Studios who are here. I hope, I always felt that the musical, maybe this is the last note, always felt that the musical was different from the 1982 film. And it's because if you watch the 1982 film, there's a lot of silences. There's a lot that Elsa doesn't say. And actually, when Sir Ricky and Vince had embarked on the musical, their thinking or their thought process was, what if we put a song to all of those silences? What is Elsa really thinking? What is Elsa really feeling? And so the fact that her innermost thoughts and feelings are verbalized and put out in the open makes her a much more transparent character, a much more human character. So it's by design more expressionistic. And what is Elsa expressing in her deepest thoughts and desires? Her hubris. And that's what I felt was so powerful about the musical. It's everybody's hubris on display. Not just Elsa, but everybody around her. And that's why I felt that it's a story that needed to be retold. Because in the Philippines, we don't tend to think of hubris a lot. In our film last year, Gumburza, there was a line that always resonated with people, which was Malas ang Pilipinas. Every time we'd have a screening, people would always ask about that line, Malas ang Pilipinas. And I always felt that when we think of kamalasan or about our tragic history or our tragic present, we're always thinking about, it just so happened to have happened, malas lang kasi tayo. But we never ask, what's the hubris that caused all of this? And that's why I felt that this story was so important to tell today, and with this musical. And I hope that that sort of came across, but also, yeah, just that goes to the question of why I felt this is something for today.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cast, creatives, and the producing team of Isang Himala.
Hello, thank you. So before we vacate the cinema so that they can clean real quick and we can assign the tickets to